everyone. Hello, my name is Sarah. As I film this, it is the 10th of January, which means that I am currently 10 days into my 365-day challenge where I am trying to do different things to help me to become my best self. So essentially, week one down. Time's flown, which is cool. Not that I'm trying to wish time away by any means, but I'm certainly feeling really, really good. Lots of positive effects from the different things that I've been doing as a result of this challenge. So last time I talked to you, it was, I think, the 31st of December. So the day before I was about to start, or maybe a couple of days before that, I can't actually remember. Time is a little bit funny at the moment for me. But I have spent the previous 10 days making sure that I've been eating healthily, making sure that I have been moving more, and amongst other things, journaling each day to make sure that I am reflecting at the end of each day as well. I talked about how I was going to set myself some goals last time. So the goals that I have essentially set myself, I've recorded in my lovely journal here, just on the goals page. You can see that. So goal number one is to move more. Essentially, I haven't been exercising as much as I should have been in the last forever, really, in a long time anyway. And so as part of that, I am trying to make sure that I get at least 10,000 steps a day. I wear an Apple Watch, and so I try to make sure by the end of each day that I have closed all of my watch rings. For those who aren't familiar with an Apple Watch, you've got a movement ring, you've got an exercise ring, and you've got a standing ring. And so I have been making sure that those rings have all been closed. Lots of lovely pretty colours there when they do get closed, so that I've kind of got a visual representation of my success there, which is exciting. Something else that I am doing is making sure that I'm eating healthily. For me, what that means is making sure that I am cutting down on added sugars. I am very much a sweet tooth and a junk food tooth, I suppose. And so I am cutting out things like chocolate and lollies and cake and all the beautiful, delicious, sweet things that I can never say no to and that I can never stop at one with. So I've cut that out. I'm also cutting out ultra-processed foods as well. And so essentially what I'm focusing on is meat, veggies, fruit, nuts and grains, like whole grains, a little bit of dairy here and there, healthy fats, pretty much that kind of thing. I'm trying to focus at the moment on making sure that I'm getting adequate protein each day, that I am eating healthy fats, and that gut health and hormone health are priorities with all of that as well. At the moment, I'm not tracking my calories. That's not to say that I won't. I probably will. I'm just trying to get used to this way of eating without kind of having an added restriction or rule on top of it, but it is something that I'm aiming for in terms of tracking those calories, and I'll likely use MyFitnessPal for that. My other goal is to make sure that I journal each day. So talked before about my journal here. It's just a way of reflecting on the day. I find that I do it at the end of each day, and so it helps me to clear my head. I've always been a terrible sleeper, and so getting my thoughts out of my head onto paper helps me a little bit when it comes to making sure that even though my body wants to go to sleep, my brain isn't kind of tapping away and stopping me from doing that. I'm also kind of looking forward to going back and having a read through of all of this at the end of the year as well. So it's just a way of me being able to do that, me being able to de-stress. Not that it's been stressful at the moment, but I'm currently not at work yet. When work goes back, I'm sure things will amp up a little bit, and so being able to get those thoughts down on paper will help me with that, which is cool. In my journal as well, I've been recording what I've been eating for each meal each day, and I've also been recording how my goals have been going and the exercise/movement that I've been doing as well. In terms of the movement, I've been focusing mainly on walking. I'm lucky enough to have a treadmill here at home. I've also done a walk outside that I'll talk about shortly. I am also trying to do at least 2 strength workouts a week, at least in the beginning, and then up that a little bit to 3 to 4 each week. And my ultimate goal as well is to start running properly again. The other day I started to add a little bit of jogging into my treadmill walk, which was a challenge, but I did it, so really cool there. I used to run quite a lot, about sort of 10 years ago, nearly 15 years ago. I've completed a couple of marathons in the past, half marathons and smaller runs than that, which I'm really proud of. And that's something that I'd really, really like to get back into once I up my fitness a bit more, feel a bit healthier and so on, because I felt really good when I was doing the running on a regular basis. In terms of my walk, so the outside walk that I mentioned, I went for a walk where I live just yesterday. It was about sort of 40, 45 minutes, which was great, and it was lovely to get some fresh air. But part of the way through my walk, a car of pillars of society decided to drive past and yell out the window that I needed to lose some weight. So glad they were there to, give me that piece of advice, because I couldn't come up with it myself. What I was really, really proud of was, in the past, if that had have happened, I obviously would have finished my walk, but I would have got home, been really upset, probably dipped into the ice cream and the pizza and so on, and given up on any kind of health kick that I was on at the time, or whatever the purpose was behind my walk and so on. But with this 365-day challenge, what it means is that if I gave up now, while I could obviously still do a 365-day challenge, I really like the simplicity of going from the 1st of January through to the 31st of December. And so I thought, no, screw them. I need to make sure that I'm doing this for me. Part of the reason that I've been feeling so rubbish is that I haven't been putting myself first. And so I need to ignore the idiots of this world and make sure that I overcome any insecurities, any self-sabotage, any outside sabotage, so that I can do this for me. And I was able to do that, which I'm really, really proud of. So pretty stoked about that. Something else I've been doing each day is ticking off a calendar. You can see kind of up in the corner at the end of each day, just like that. There's my pretty calendar there. But I've been ticking off each day and numbering each day, so that, again, I've got a visual there of my progress and my success. So at the moment, those are the different things that I'm doing. I'm trying to keep, I suppose, kind of a solid collection of meals that I can come back to. My breakfasts are generally either a smoothie, which is frozen blueberries, avocado, kale, green powder, protein powder, almond milk, water, as well as a couple of other things in there. I'm used to it, and so I think it tastes nice, but still tastes like kale. And if you know what kale tastes like, it has a rather distinctive flavour to it, but I don't mind it. It's quite a nice way to start the day. Again, focusing on the protein and the healthy fats and that sort of thing. I also, rather than the smoothie, I might have a yogurt bowl. I like coconut yogurt. I find that dairy doesn't always mix too well with me and my body, and so I have a coconut yogurt that I use, called Raglan coconut yogurt, which is a local brand, which is absolutely beautiful. I have the boysenberry flavour. It doesn't have too much protein in it, and so I add some of my Radix protein powder to it. It's whey protein, which seems to be fine with my gut, so it means that I get the best of both worlds there. I add some soaked chia seeds, some bran flakes, frozen blueberries, and some ground flaxseed as well. And it's delicious. It's almost like a healthy ice cream sundae of sorts, but again with the protein and the healthy fats in there, that keeps me full and satisfied. Same with the smoothie as well, and so it's just a really lovely way to start the day. With my meals, I generally focus on having a protein with some veggies and sometimes some kind of starchy carbohydrate. But mainly it's the meat and the vegetables that I try to focus on there. When it comes to snacks, I haven't really been snacking too much, which has just worked for me. But I try to have some stuff already in the fridge so that I don't feel like I need to reach for anything not so great. So it might be that I get a piece of meat or a piece of cheese or a handful of nuts, or I've got some rice cakes and some almond butter, or again rice cakes and some cottage cheese, something like that. And that's been working well for me. In terms of, another goal that I've had in terms of my healthy eating is to try and get at least 3 litres of healthy drinks each day. What I deem to be healthy drinks, water, obviously. I drink herbal teas, so I have a cup of green tea in the morning and a cup of ginger and turmeric tea in the evening. I mentioned my smoothie before. I have almond milk and water in that. So kind of 3 litres of that combined is what I get, and it just makes me feel good, flushes me out, all of that kind of thing. And I try to make sure that I get a fairly decent amount of that in the morning, because obviously when you go to bed, you're without the fluids for quite a while, so you want to replenish that, and so that's what I do. So that was me for my first week and a bit of my 365-day challenge. As I say, I'm feeling really good. I think the lack of sugar and processed, like super processed foods, have meant that my brain fog has gone away, which is great. And it's just meant that it's given me a whole lot more energy, which helps with the extra movement, and that helps me with feeling good. And it's just this lovely, lovely cycle of goodness for me. So I'm pretty stoked to be doing this. As I mentioned in my previous video, if you would like to join me in this journey, this 365-day challenge, or a challenge of your own, it would be lovely to have you along for the journey itself. Please feel free to comment. But in the meantime, I hope that 2026 is going really, really well for you all. Happy New Year. I don't think I said that. I don't think I did. So all the very best for the year. Take care, and I will talk to you again another time. Bye-bye.